Now remember, President Trump has taken a lot of heat from Democrats and Republicans for threatening Mexico with these tariffs. The president has said that he likes to use these tariffs to negotiate with. So far, it has not worked with China, but Pete, tonight, that strategy worked with Mexico.
Well said.
Pete.
Kristen, thank you very much for the latest information. Well, joining me now to react is Harmeet Dillon, attorney and Trump 2020 Advisory Council member, and Francisco Hernandez, immigration attorney. Thank you both. You and I are hearing these results in real time. I've got the U.S.-Mexico Joint Declaration in front of me, and you heard it. Mexican National Guard to their southern border. Migrants who are seeking adjudication for asylum sent back to Mexico. Mexico agrees with that. And the whole thing reviewed 90 days from now to see whether or not Mexico is actually fulfilling it. So, Harmeet, when you look at this and you consider what America gave up, which is a tariff that never was imposed but was threatened, your reaction?
Well, tariffs are not the favored tool of most conservatives, Pete. However, desperate times call for desperate measures. And as we can see here, it worked. And I think it is a great result for America and actually a pretty good result for Mexico as well, because Mexico's actually been getting the benefit of allowing the current situation. There are a lot of remittances, some $40 billion going back to Mexico every year. And it's not working. And so neighbors need to work out their disputes. And now, in addition to the terms that you mentioned, it's also going to include the National Guard actually fanning out throughout Mexico, interdicting gangs and smuggling rings and helping with that, and also providing some support and even potentially jobs to those asylum seekers who are waiting for their applications to be processed in America. So I think it's going to be actually great for those people who are seeking to come to this country as well. They can be in a safe environment and be supported there in Mexico while America makes a rapid determination about whether they're eligible or not.
Yeah, Francisco, you're an immigration attorney. You understand how dysfunctional this process is. Would you acknowledge this is a big win for the White House and the American people?
It is smoke and mirrors. People, we're not even talking immigration reform. Guys, not only are we now admitting that we can't get the wall built, we're now admitting that Mexico's not going to pay for the wall. And worse, we're going to pay for these development of jobs in Mexico. So not only are we admitting that Mexico's not going to pay for the wall, we're going to give them money to employ these Central Americans so they don't come here, and we're not
they're talking about that's not what we're doing.
Nonsense,
Francisco,
we're not giving them any money.
We all react.
Read between the lines, because they're saying employment
I'm reading the lines.
I'm reading the lines right here, Francisco.
Francisco,
the lines right here are that Mexico will offer jobs to folks who have been in these migrant caravans there. We're not paying for the deployment of their national. We're not paying for the deployment of their national guards. We're not paying for asylum seekers who are sent back to Mexico. Ultimately, this is. How can you not acknowledge that if Congress won't? Hold on, guys. Hold on, guys.
Mexico's not even.
Francisco.
The reason people are coming here from Mexico is because Mexico can't provide jobs for its own citizens, and we're saying Mexico's going to provide jobs for Central Americans.
No, they
cannot.
Would you not acknowledge that their own government and the cartels are facilitating this? And so if we can get a crackdown on the way people are smuggled and treated as they come into this country, that's a win for both countries and for the humanitarian crisis we have at our border. I mean, why can't you acknowledge, Francisco, why can't you acknowledge these are good steps in the right direction?
What happened? There is no step. We're going to end up paying for it. And so at least as long as you guys agree that we're not going to build a wall. Is that what you guys ready to agree
No, I don't think we're agreeing on that.
We're not talking about that. That's a separate issue. We're talking about what's happening right now in the next few days.
Well, you can take that up with the
tariff.
courts who have been disrupting this president's plan to attempt to build portions of that wall, no doubt about it. But it's a non sequitur to tonight, and I guess you're trying to distract away from a clear victory when these tariffs were criticized by many. Will they hurt our economy? Is it the right tool? And they've worked.
It isn't just a political victory. It is a human rights victory, because children are being smuggled and abused. Girls are being raped. This is an untenable situation from a human rights perspective. We got to do something about it. We can't wait for Democrats and even fake Republicans who aren't willing to protect our country. We have to do this today.
When you talk about policy, how are you not pointing at Congress? How are you not pointing at Congress?
Oh, I am pointing out at Congress. Absolutely. They failed to do their job. Absolutely. Which caused us to come up with these crazy ideas that tariffs were going to stop people from coming over, while Mexico is going to provide jobs to the Central Americans.
Brought an opportunity where we've got new concessions from Mexico, and we're going to review them in 90 days. How is that not a win?
Mexico wasn't going to pay those tariffs. You and I were. Our avocados and enchiladas were going to go up.
The tariffs were a negotiating tool.
Right,
now Mexico is going to pay. Mexico's paying for the internal security of its National Guard. Mexico is paying to house and provide jobs for those refugees. Read the report. Read the agreement. It's very clear.
Well, you haven't even read the agreement because it just happened in the last hour. But if you read between the lines,
I can read.
It says,
I know that it says we're not paying for jobs for Mexicans or for migrants in Mexico. That's what it doesn't
where are
say.
those jobs going to come from?
Mexico's paying for it. Mexico's
going to have to figure that out. But in the meantime, we get to protect our sovereignty, which is the point of this entire exercise.
Let's come back tomorrow and you show me where it says that Mexico's going to pay for those jobs.
Well, in 90 days, we will be back here. We're evaluating it in 90 days.
Maybe you can come join us on Fox and Friends in the morning and we'll talk about it.
We haven't seen anything in writing.
Well, we've got to leave it right there. It's a debate ongoing, but it's tough when you're trying to debate something and ultimately there is a win and we can't even acknowledge. Smoke and mirrors.
It's a big
there you
win.
go. Harmeet and Francisco, thank you very much for your time and differing perspectives.